Here, Zoro.
Thanks.
And another.
Yeah.
Here you go.
Okay.
Zoro.
Right.
And this one.
ハピタス寄らずにポチっちゃうのかいお嬢さん。いつもの買い物の前にハピタス寄るだけダブルでポイントついてくんだよ。
使わないなんてワイだよ。
わーい。
ハピタス。なぜか上だけ、なぜか上だけ。もう食べた？ソフトクリームの上だけ。ソフ
シックスパックプロテインバーは1本でタンパク質 20g、 理想の体に必要なタンパク質が美味しく取れます。バズーカ岡田です。
プロが作ったプロテインバー6パック。
よろしくお願いします。
Hello everyone, konnichiwa, Big Linguini here. Ready to do another Learn Some More Japanese with me? 'Cause that's what I'll be doing today. Thank you for coming by. It's more of a chill stream, not too exciting. Just be learning some Japanese. No live action zombie gameplay, chasing from zombies or turn-based RPGs today. Just be me learning some Japanese. But feel free to come by and learn Japanese with me. I will be here for a bit doing so. So yeah, happy July. It's the 1st of July, a whole new month again. Can't believe it. Soon it will be Christmas. But yeah, thank you for coming by, and we'll just get to it, shall we? Oh, I forgot this too.
Get your tissue and lotion ready. Here comes baked linguini.
I forgot to do that. Don't be me. My opening. I keep forgetting about that. Let's put this here. I got my one chat. Mumble chat's over here so I can see it. You can't see it unless you're on Mumble, but I can see the Mumble chat. The other chat I'll be able to see come up later on if anyone actually comes on. I have some people chatting last time I did my Japanese, but not be the case again today. But we'll see. We will see. Let me check my volume too. Sometimes the volume goes low. I don't know why it does that. Yeah, it went up, it went low. Huh. Seems when I use Emux, it goes down. It has a mind of its own. There we go. It should sound a lot louder now. Okie dokie. So let me share my screen. Entire window. Sound share. There we go. Okay, so I have chats. Okay, I think that's pretty much it. Hopefully the sound's good. Okay, and we'll just go from there. You can Kana. Do some practice first and learn some new katakana. Hope you hear the sound. Summer sail. Are you pushing that summer sail? Oh, we hear everything, and let's do some practice first. Because I haven't done this in a while. It's been a week. So cool. Sukeru. Right? Yay! I did it. Ko no ai da. Everywhere else otherwise that's you. You. Niku, right? Hey, beef. It's what's for dinner. Kuta. B. Is that way? I think it's way. Way woo. Way woo. Oh yeah, to get tired. Oh wa. Tama. Woo. Oh wa tama woo. No? Oh ah. Yeah, how do I say awa ta malu. Awa tamalu. I was thinking, oh no. I'm stupid. To o sa tozakawa. To go fall. Cho ku gay ki. I think that's right. Okochiu. To fall down. Fall, I can't come up. Oh, here's my favorite one. I think it's Mo. I always get Mo. Naiku? Mo Naiku? No, so it's Moo. So it's like that, it's Moo. Moon. Naiku. No. Oh, me. Okay, it is Mo then. Me. Yo. Miyaku. Okay, it's Mo. Potential vein. I messed that up. I knew that. see. Issue. No. Oh, say. Well, I messed that up. Why I put yo? Why I put an O in it? It's I knew what it was. You say e. Weird. Old home. Speaking of old home, where's Chris? Old folks home. At least streaming though, so it's okay. Kasa Waru to Nab. Like I said, if you're looking for exciting gameplay, you're not gonna find it here today. I'm just doing some Japanese, but feel free to learn with me as I type my hiragana. I'll be learning some new katakana in a little bit, and just brushing up on my hiragana, try and remember it. Eventually, it's all gonna blend together, so you have to use both. It looks like. So it's gay. Whoa. Genwo Sulu. No? Key? Oh! It's not, that's Ba. Whoa. Su. Bano Su. Keep watch, okay. No, we. E. Boo. Nay. Harry Bolt, okay. Han. Bo. And I'm bowling. Semi-vow. He so me con. He saw me con. Naval orange. Isn't that when it's like that? I do that again. Jew, okay, it's Jews. Jew. When it's not, it's shoe. PP. EN. Shoepin. Pin exhibit. Shaw. She. Mo. Do. Sue. Yay. Ka. Te. E. Na. E. Ha. Haku. 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 Hiyo. Blank ballot. I say black. Side. Gay. Shu. Kuya. Gay Shukuya. Lodging house. You. Oma. E. Son. Omai-san. Omai-san? You. Omai-san. You. Da. Wei. She. Wa. Nay. Was that new? I think that's new. Nobody knows. Nobody knows the trouble I've seen. Nobody knows but Jesus. Let's see. Kiyo. Ka. Show. Kiyo Kasho. Kasho is passageway, so what does that mean? Permit. Okay. Yawa. Wa. Yawa. Wa. Yawa. 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 Wa. Sounds like something Lady Gaga. Yawa. Wa. 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 Yawa. Wa. 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 Ka. Ka. Wa. Wa. Ka. Or is it new? Is it new again? Maybe it's new. Yawa. Wa. Ka. Or is it me? No, is it new? I think it's not me. Is it new? Ya. Wa. Wa. Ka. I'm gonna have to look. Some of those look the same, so I can't tell sometimes. It's me. I thought it was right. It's me. No, it's not me. May. It's May. Come on, May. There we go. Softness. Ito de nashi. Ito de nashi. Glute. Obstinacy. Whoa. Me. Whoa, me. Goo. And we got show you so cool costume. This one is me. Miso. Miso horny. Miso ko. I think that's Nay. Woo. Let's see. I miss something I'm missing. Didn't pay attention. Yusetsu. Fallacy. Where's Alan? Fallacy. Kuwagali. Darkness. Do one more. Chew. You. Mesocop. Okay. So let's do some more Katakana. These I'm not familiar with because the other ones I've been doing for a while. Now I'm doing a whole new section, Katakana. It's gonna take a little while to learn these as well. I have a few of them went down, but not too many. 1, 6, got 6, 9, 10 so far, but I don't really know any of them. As you can see, it. Let me do some training on these first to see what we have so far. 'Cause I don't remember what these are. Looks like Japan, JP. That's R. And that's key hockey. That's R. E. These look so different. Is K. R. E. That's Co. Whatever that's called. Table. E. K. R. U. I is actually E, and then that the T is actually an I. Coco. Khaki, cocky. Kaka, kaka. How are you? What are you? That's you. Okay. That's E. That's you. That's E. Is that one? That's cool. Okay, one's on the line. It's cool. That one's you again. U O. Ooh ee, ooh ah ding dang, bing dang. Ooh ee, ooh ah ding dang, bing bang. Come on and ooh ee, ooh ah ding dang, bing dang. Ooh ee, ooh ding dang, bing dang. Key, sorry. Oh, it's key. Okay, it's key. That's key. Key cool. Go. Oh, E. 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 U. R. K. E. Q. E. Okay, let's move on. Let's learn some new ones, shall we? Oh, there's a little line to it. I'm guessing it's gonna be the opposite. Let's say before, so car be car. Adding a double dot set K into a G. Yep, so okay, same as before. So it's car.
Ka,
That would be car.
ka.
Let's write these down. It's like a dreidel, 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 dreidel. I don't really know the song because I'm not Jewish. You know, some people think I am Jewish, but I'm not Jewish. Okay, the lines on it. Oh, I should put it on top. Oops. Oh. That's key. That's key. It's the same as before. Same as the hiragana. E. So that is goo. And that is gay. Gay. So that pretty much looks the same as before. All the lines make it a G. And then this one is go. Okay, I have to write each one down. Okay. Nice. Let's make sure I know it. Okay. I am live. Never know sometimes. Sometimes Wumble, I get kicked off Wumble. Don't know why. Oops, yep. This is Ga. It's pretty much the same as the Hiragana. Crazy. Oops, I got lines again. This is Gi. Oops, I got the line. That was goo. This is gay. Talk about the character here, not the actual. This is not actual gay. This is the character gay, G-E. It sounds like that. And this is go. Okay. Key. Go. Gangu almost look the same to me anyway. Interesting. Oh, hello, so Hashiwa. Thank you for coming by on the YouTube side. Oh, I appreciate that. It is what it is. People just don't watch. I don't know. All I can do is stream and be myself, and it is what it is. So, but thank you for coming by. I appreciate it. How are you today? Appreciate you coming by. Hopefully the sound's okay. Okay, so let's go. Go. Get everybody else out of the way so I can see what's going on. That's E. Ga. Okay. Age. Okay, though. Not age, okay. Kagu? Kagu? Kigu? Igi? That's you, right? You ga. Hey, you ga. That is gay. Go again. Go. I'll go. Kigo. But I'm not always surprised. I don't think this gets too many views. People really want to watch someone learn a language. Unless it's like really exciting, but it's kind of more of a chill stream. Just me typing stuff, so it's not that exciting. But at least I do stream this just to help me focus on actually learning Japanese. I thought if I actually stream it, it'll keep me going, keep wanting me to do it. So it's been helping quite a bit. So doing it more for my at least my Japanese streams. I'm doing it more for myself just to keep me going, keep me wanting, keep me studying. So that's O. Key, okay. Yeah, that was. Oh, key. Oh, yeah, oh, key. Sorry, not key. Dopey lines. That's key. Kiku. Oh, Kiku. And that's also my fault. I'm gonna do more of it now. Jeez. Key. 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 Aga. Kiga. Ga. Gaga. Gee, goo. Goo. Go. You go. That's Kago? Kugo. Kugo. I'm not muted right now. I have to return. I gotta return. Play return to the waking sands. Oh my god. Okay. Key. Oh. I bet it's. I changed it before. It didn't need to be changed. My bad. Oh, Yuku. You know, I think it was O. Okay. Oh, key. What are they gonna do? Harder ones. Key. What is it? Goo. Key. Throbbing pain. Oh, he's throbbing pain watching the stream. Goo. Let's see. I have trouble with these. Kiku. Okay. That's cool. Key. Oh, I'm sorry. Goo. Key. Goo. Key. Gookie cookie. That's all I paid for. Oh, goo. Hey, we did it. Next we'll do the test, then we'll do some practice, then we'll probably watch something on YouTube, and then call it. Tonight, I don't do my Japanese streams, I don't do long streams, I may do like an hour or so. I will be streaming again tonight, so Final Fantasy 14, that's usually a good hour or two there, so. I guess this is more a nice relaxing stream, I don't know. I couldn't sit here and learn all day, I would blow my brains out. Well, I would blow my brains out if I just sat here and tried to learn Japanese all day. And I'd take a moderation, I'm in no rush, kind of none of this. That's what I've been doing with this. I've been just learning a little bit at a time. And then just keep going over it, repetition. So, that's all you can do. Oh, excuse me. So let's do this test. I have to answer 20 correct to get to pass. So. Here we go. One down. Was it I? Throbbing pain. This whole stream is. Not bad, I got 90%. Or 80%. 90%. I got white. Nice. We can move on to the next one. But we're not doing that today, so. Let's do some practice, shall we? Challenge. To unlock some horrible backgrounds. The only thing I hate about this game, they don't have great backgrounds that they reward you with. Gookie, throbbing pain. Gookie, throbbing pain. Slowly getting there. Almost to 10. Should we do it one more time? No one's gonna say otherwise, so why not? Then we'll watch something on Japan and then call it for the day. Kia. Excuse me. Coco. Coco. Iced coffee. Okay. go. I go. Goo keys, I'm in pain. Go high that time. Nice. Should we end it there today? Let's watch something on YouTube, shall we? Watch this complete. I don't think so though. Okay, let's see. These are Japanese tiny apartments before. But see what else they have. Watch parenting. Let's see. What are these suggestions? Japanese. Ooh, custom. Well, probably rules, regulations, probably customs, but. This is a. Should we do this one? Or in Japan? Not sure that one, or should we do 12 Japanese etiquette rules? Should we watch this one? Let's go watch this one.
Hello, I'm Jamila Musaeva, an international etiquette consultant, author of etiquette books and pre-recorded online courses. In today's video, based on what I'm wearing, you can probably guess that today's video is going to be about Japan, in particular the 15 etiquette lessons I have discovered for myself in Japan. If you have been following me on Instagram, you know that I've been on a family trip to Japan recently, and just needless to say that I am in love and in awe and admiration of the country, of the culture, of the heritage and traditions. And if I were to pick one place in the world to live, that would probably be Japan. At least for now, that's how I feel. And if you don't follow me on Instagram, make sure that you do so that you get to see the pictures that I've shared from my trip to Japan. The first thing that is very evident and very different from anywhere else in the world is the form of greeting that they do on a regular basis. We probably have seen movies where people bow to each other, and you would think this is something that people do only in certain circumstances, in very formal situations. But having traveled in Japan, I've realized that bowing is just a form of handshake in Japan. You'd rarely see people handshake, maybe in some Western companies or with Westerners, but majority of people, they bow to each other. And I found this greeting form very aesthetically pleasing to watch because there's so much respect in that. And also it's very hygienic because you don't get to touch the other person, you don't intrude into their personal space, you don't have this physical touch with the handshake like you do with a handshake. So bowing is essentially a form of greeting, salutation, thanking the other person. And the way they bow is very interesting because by mere observation of who's bowing more, you can understand who's trying to show more respect towards the other.
I watched a video of
so
that before.
essentially, the lower your bow
is,
the more respect you're paying for the other person. So if you see someone bowing to each other, which is obviously done on both parties, but one bows more than the other, that means they want to show more respect to the person that they are bowing. And there's a difference in the way men and women bow. Men bow with their hands on the sides of their thighs, so with the palms facing their thighs and with the palms open like that. And when they bow, the gaze is on the floor, it's not at the person. You don't look in the person's eye, and then you bow from your back and not your neck. So it's not the bow like you do like this, you know, if you do namaste, but it's rather a bow from the back. For women, the bow is essentially the same. The gaze is also on the floor, also from the back, but here the placement of the hands is different. It's usually up in the front here over the thighs. It could be either up front like this, or it could be one hand over the other. So when you are in Japan, bow rather than handshake. And if you are dealing with a client from Japan and you want to show that you appreciate their culture or know about their culture, you can bow to show that respect. The second etiquette rule that we get to be taught from early young age on, something that we hear a lot from our parents and our teachers, is please don't forget to say thank you. But somehow we lose that, especially in the Western part of the world. I think it has gotten lost in a daily life. People are so forgetful about thanking the other person, and this is something you will never miss in Japan. They say thank you a lot throughout the day, and you as well as a tourist get accustomed to saying that. It's very nice when you can say it in Japanese. It's a very short phrase. It's arigatou gozaimasu, and this is something that I have learned so well in Japan. And even after coming back, I had this urge to say it here as well. And you would say it multiple times, and you would say it, when you even give something, to the cashier to buy something, when they hand something back to you, when you get into a cab, when you get out of the cab. It is so ubiquitous. It's just everywhere. And what I also realize is that they never get tired of saying that. You say it and they say it back to you, and it is done throughout the day a lot of times. This is something I think Japan doesn't only teach you to say thank you, but they actually, live it as an example. And
it's really important it's always important to say thank you. But here in the West, we've forgotten about that, like she said. It's always you always feel good when someone thanks you for doing something. You don't need to be thanked, but it's always appreciated, and people like to be appreciated.
With the little kids growing up in a culture like that, they're obviously repeating after the adults and being exposed to what they've been preached about is something I think that helps the Japanese to keep the traditions going on, is because this is not just something written in books, but this is something very much practiced. So when you are in Japan, don't forget to say arigatou gozaimasu. The third etiquette rule is something I have mentioned in the etiquette video about shoes. If you haven't watched it, this is one of my very first videos on YouTube. But I mentioned that in some cultures, in Asian, East Asian, and Middle Eastern cultures, you're encouraged to take your shoes off whenever you enter anything indoors. It could be, a sacred venue, it could be a mosque, a temple, it could be, someone's.
Yeah, it's very big in Japan. All Asian countries, you take your shoes off. It's very impolite to walk into someone's house or even school or any building. A lot of times, you take without taking your shoes off. They have like slippers you can wear instead. So I did it at the house actually. I did it more here. I've taken my wear shoes. I just walk around like in those tight, kind of like sandals like that around the house, and I walk around with shoes on. It kind of keeps less of a mess too.
Home. This is something you get to see so much practiced in Japan. I don't think I've ever noticed this much in Middle East even. In Middle East, you'd be, required to take your shoes off when you enter someone's home or when you enter a mosque. But here, you'd even be required to take your shoes off when you enter some local cafe where there are tatami floors. And this is done, pretty much in a lot of little eateries. And I wouldn't say it's just for upscale restaurants, but really some casual places as well. Especially in Kyoto, you see a lot of little cafes where the shoes are lined up in the front, and you'd see people walking barefoot.
No one takes the shoes.
You could,
it's
of
crazy
course,
in
walk
Japan.
barefoot, or if you have socks on, you can keep your socks on. But be aware that this is something that you'd be required to do in Japan. So if you don't want to walk barefoot on the floors that are public, you better wear something with socks so you're more comfortable to take off your shoes. And make sure that your socks are clean and that your socks are not with holes, because once you step out, people obviously at the venue can see what you're wearing, and so make sure that you are there clean and they don't have any holes on them. The third etiquette rule is something I have actually never noticed anywhere else in the world, but this is something that you would be required to do, is making sure that you carry your trash with you. There are very few trash cans in Japan. We went to Tokyo, went to Kyoto, and we could barely find a trash can. Actually, coming back, I was watching some reels on Instagram. It was so funny because this would...
Yeah, Japan's really, well, for the most part, really clean country. People, the Japanese from an early age have taught to kind of clean after themselves, and even if they see trash in the street, to pick it up. I do that here. I see trash, I pick it up. It's not my own trash. I feel like I just hate seeing it, so I clean it. I pick it up before in the trash, but that's really lost here in the West. We just make more mess than clean it up. But also I've seen videos where Japan, there's some parts of Japan maybe a little more of a mess. They just kind of hide the trash. I forget the YouTuber. She does a good job on that. She lives in Japan. Kind of talk about the homelessness and stuff. How the Japanese government kind of try to hide the homelessness from people, because there's actually a big homeless crisis in Japan. The government's just good at hiding it, though.
Pop up every single time that people would make fun of the fact that you can't really find trash bins in Japan, and if you do, it's like you discard everything they've been carrying along with you all day, and they are sorting out the garbage. They're plastic, they're food, there are things that cannot be recycled, and so they're very diligent with sorting out the trash. But also, because they don't have any trash bins around, you have to make sure that you have an extra bag with you, that that's a reusable shopping bag or a little plastic bag that you have with you, that you can discard all your trash in and carry around with you until you finally find a trash bin. This brings me to the fifth point, and I think this is something that you probably see in some Western countries as well, but this is something that I paid particular attention to in Japan, is that they all carry reusable shopping bags with them in their little bags. And they have really amazing reusable bags that can be squished into a form like this. And you see people do it everywhere, because plastic bags that you get in shopping or a paper bag is for an extra fee, which is something I've seen practice a lot in the Western countries as well, but people still are not so mindful of it, and people would still buy it in the markets. On my third day already in Japan, I bought a reusable bag and carried it with me, so that whenever we did shopping, we would have like a bag that I would open up and fill it with the things, so we wouldn't be buying extra paper bags or a plastic bag. This is something that could go hand in hand with etiquette, but also with just being mindful about the environment, and just it also makes you, whenever you shop, look so much more, I want to say, upscale, more elegant, because instead of carrying your paper bags or plastic bags, you're carrying something, a beautiful reusable bag that can actually look like a part of your casual attire. The sixth etiquette rule I think that everyone should obey, and this is something, one of the biggest etiquette mistakes I see being broken, especially in the US, and this is something that is carefully observed in Japan, is that they don't eat and walk. This is something that you would never notice in Japan, that people are walking and eating. There are a lot of little shops, little supermarkets with snacks and fast food, but you'll never see people buy it and walk on the street and eat. They'll either stand outside of the market in a little, designated place or somewhere closer to the wall and eat, finish, discard into whatever trash they have into the trash bin, and then walk off. I haven't in my trips, but if you have seen it in Japan, please comment down in the section below, because in my trip to Kyoto and Tokyo, I have never noticed anyone be eating and walking. Even us, so on our first day,
I think I've seen Japanese people walking and eating, but I'm not sure. Maybe I have, maybe I haven't. I thought I have. It's strange though, they don't. They just kind of grab something and then from the restaurant, the fast food, and just stand there and eat. They could. I thought that's the way they do. Thinking about it, I know something with ice cream and stuff too. I've seen with the crazy cones that they have, ice cream. I guess the way they do is just stand and eat. They don't actually walk and eat. But there probably some. I bet some do though.
My kids wanted to got some snacks and wanted to eat them in 7-Eleven, and we were asked to exit 7-Eleven and eat on the outside close to the market. They said you can stand there and eat there, but not inside. So I found it very fascinating, and I think they also make the tourists also follow these rules, and that also keeps everyone in order. So everyone has to respect the rules of the country, and this is very much endorsed and very much required. And this is also, I think, from the point of even digestion and mindful eating, this is a great habit to incorporate into your daily life, because when you walk and eat, you don't really understand what you ate, but when you stand or sit and eat, you are mindful of the eating process and you feel that you have eaten something. So there is no mindless eating and snacking all day long. This is something we can all incorporate in our daily life. The seventh etiquette rule is that there is no smoking in public. Probably it's one of the very few countries that I've been to that I have seen very few people smoke. You know, a lot of the countries where I've visited, there people usually smoke one form of cigarette. It could be vaping, it could be electronic cigarette or the regular cigarette. But in Japan, I didn't really see many people smoking, and even those that were smoking, you are usually foreigners and tourists, and you're not allowed to smoke in public. There are only specific designated areas where you can walk in and smoke. It's also outdoors, but it's like enclosed space, so you know you can only smoke there. This is something that you should be aware of if you are a smoker and you plan to travel to Japan, that there are very few places where you can smoke, and you really have to respect that rule. The eighth etiquette rule that I came across in Japan is something very specific to Japan, is that if you have tattoos on your body, you're not allowed to enter into public bath or public hot springs. This actually was something that was surprising. Actually,
No, I've known about that before, about how public tattoos, because we could see because still in Japan they associate tattoos, yakuza, the Japanese mafia, so you're not allowed in the public baths. I think at least that's what I've learned anyway. I don't know what else she'll say, but I know that's usually what it's associated with, is the yakuza. No, they associate the tattoos with the Japanese yakuza. And because usually Japanese don't, I think, see tattooing as a good thing. Only gangsters have tattoos. I guess it's almost like a Jewish thing, right? Because I think Jews are like that too. That we're allowed to have any tattoos on your body. We can't be buried in a Jewish cemetery.
I knew about this rule before, but I didn't understand why. So we were told in one of the ryokan that we stayed, there was a public bath and a hot spring outdoors. It was very beautiful. They asked us, if you have any tattoos, you're not allowed to enter it. And the reason is because it goes back to the whole idea of the yakuza, the country's local mafia. You know, they're covered in tattoos. So for them to be hindered from entering this public bath, there was this general rule that if one has tattoo, one is not allowed into a public bath. And also, we were told that it goes back to the Edo period, when the criminals were punished by having tattoos on their body, having imprinted tattoos on their body. And so to deter the criminals from entering into public bath, they would just put into place this policy. And nowadays, in very traditional public baths, this rule still applies. So if you have tattoos on your body, you will not be allowed to enter. But some places have modified their rules for foreign visitors and also the youth, now that tattoos are not just a sort of punishment or doesn't express the belonging to a mafia or group of people, or group of criminals. It's just the way people, self-express. Some places have made these rules more flexible, but if you are going to stay in a traditional ryokan and if you are going to go to a public bath, be aware that if you have tattoos, you'll not be allowed. So having public bath and the importance of hygiene brings me to another important etiquette rule that is something that, I always endorse in all my classrooms, there's a whole segment dedicated to grooming and hygiene and how that's a big part of etiquette. This brings me to the point about smelling good is such an important part of etiquette, of grooming and hygiene in Japan. I actually took a picture of a sign that I saw when we were entered this little ramen, very popular ramen eatery, and there were a couple of signs about rules of etiquette, what you're supposed to do and what you're not. And one of the rules was that smelling bad was prohibited. So if you have an odor on your body, you would be prohibited from entering this.
What does it say? Stop. Disruptive behavior. Graffiti. Theft. I guess video recording. You're not allowed to video record. They've been doing that too. They've been stopping that because of all the nuisance streamers that have been going to Japan and causing all kinds of havoc. Unauthorized video shooting, violence, abusive language, loud voice, property damage, and bad odors they can't smell. Strict actions will be taken if fraudulent or such behavior are observant in the restaurant. I can read some of those characters. So, no. Well, that one is. Then today, no. Some of those letters, some of the characters I can recognize, but not all of them. And then the bottom's Korean. I don't know Korean. I just know those are the funny stuff because I've been watching Squid Game, so I know the bottom. The ones on the bottom are in Korean, and then the one on top of that's probably Chinese. Interesting.
Menu. Understand it because there are two segments to it. First, you are in a very small, usually these eateries are very small for a limited number of people, in a very closed indoor space. So if you smell bad, you obviously are going to ruin the appetite of other people, and it's also disrespectful towards others to walk in somewhere without having a proper hygiene. I never have seen a restaurant where smelling bad was prohibited. So this actually made me smile and made me take a picture of it. I'll share it with you now on the screen as well. So smelling good is so important, and there's so many things in their pharmacies and in their skincare stores that is around smelling good. There are specific creams for making sure that you don't have any odor on your. There's specific creams for your underarms. There are a number of deodorants that they have, from powder to cream to spray. It's just insane. The amount of mouthwashes and things for refreshing your breath. The amount of different sorts of shampoos that they have, including
if you need to get toothpaste, don't use the Japanese toothpaste.
Wet tissues that are in the form of dry shampoo. They even have this little drops in the pharmacies that you can take to yourself with you in public bath, or if you're at work, and you basically put some drops into the toilet so that after you've used it, it doesn't smell. The importance of smelling good is just on another level in Japan, and this is something we can all learn from Japanese. The next etiquette rule, which is something that is a mistake in a lot of other parts of the world, also a huge mistake if you're in a Western etiquette, and that is slurping. We know that from young age on we hear, don't slurp, chew with your mouth shut, make sure you don't make any noise when you're chewing. But in Japan, only when you're eating ramen or when you're eating some hot broth soup, slurping in some places, especially these local eateries and really family-run restaurants. I wouldn't say upscale, but more casual and family-run places and little cute, authentic restaurants. You are actually encouraged to slurp, because when you're slurping your ramen, you're really almost like inhaling the broth, and that shows how much you appreciate what you're eating. We went to this little cafe in Kyoto after seeing this beautiful temple, and we went to this little ramen place, and I would just hear everyone slurp, and then my kids started laughing, and I told them, please don't repeat this at home, but when in Japan, it's okay to do so, and it's actually encouraged that you do so, because that way you show appreciation to the chef, who's usually very close to you, because these places are very small, and usually the chef is around, serving, watching you eat, and they really appreciate when you slurp and show how much you love what you're eating. The next etiquette rule that is, again, very particular to Japan, but something that's considered a mistake everywhere else in the world, and that is no tipping. Everywhere else in the world, you have to tip, but Japan and some Asian countries. In Japan, in particular, you should never tip, because tipping can be offensive to the people that are servicing you. they take their job with so much responsibility.
That's really interesting. If you actually did try to tip someone in Japan, a waiter or bartender, they would be taken back, or feel disrespected. That's different. 'Cause usually, you're taught that doing that's more of a sign of respect. When you tip the waiter or somebody, you feel like you get to tell them thank you. But over in Japan, it's the opposite. 'Cause I guess what she's about to say is they take the job so serious that I guess getting money is kind of like to them to being disrespected, which is I guess that's a little strange.
With so much love and dedication, and they do it, out of love, that they feel like whenever you're tipping them, it's almost offensive to show that you need extra money to do your work with love. So it could be hurtful to the actual people of service. It was interesting that on our first date, we knew that there is no tipping etiquette in Japan, but we decided to put money on the bed. Usually that's a sign in everywhere else in the world that you can take this money. This is for tipping, for cleaning up the room. Came back to find that the money was put back on the bed once it was all serviced. It was cleaned and the money was put again back on bed. And so we knew this was a clear sign that even in a hotel, they don't take tips. The next etiquette rule is something I found amazing for myself because I'm usually a very quiet speaker. I have a very quiet voice tone, and so this was a blessing for me because everyone else in Japan speaks in very low tones. It's
I guess
actually
I fit in Japan just
negatively
fine.
upon if you speak
I talk
in very
really low as
high
well.
volumes, if you
Really
scream,
soft.
if you shout,
I don't really
if
yell
you
much.
even handle some calls in public. There's so many people living in Tokyo and Kyoto. It was very, very densely populated.
I mean, I'm sure there's some
there were
loud
so
mouths,
many
though.
tourists
Like,
as well. And we went to all these touristy temples, and there's so many people.
I mean,
but you could barely hear people. The
how
noise was
humans are,
minimal
but
to the amount of people that
the
were
culture,
there.
though, is
You would never
Japanese are known to be more
hear people,
soft-spoken.
shout, scream, call each other. If people did it, it was most likely the tourists. But even the tourists were encouraged not to speak in high volumes and make sure that, they speak in lower volumes. And that actually made me realize how the reason people in the West always feel the urge to speak up because no one else is hearing them is because of this negative outcome of everyone else speaking very on high volumes.
In the
and
West,
so we're
you kind of have to
constantly
speak up, or else
agitated
they'll
by
just keep
these
talking
really
over
loud
you.
noises in our surroundings. Whereas in Japan, I never felt the urge that I had to speak up or speak more loudly because their tone was actually lower than mine. So I was always heard, and I found it very beautiful and very calming in general to be in an environment where everyone else was very quiet. And there was some beauty in this quietness because you were able to enjoy everything else so much more. We were in the sakura season, so in these temples with a lot of people and sakura blooming, we could actually enjoy the nature so much more because there was really no noise in the background. Another etiquette rule that is particular to many Asian countries, but in Japan I saw it practiced every day, and from this pharmacy to stores to supermarket to cabs, everywhere, people handing things with both hands. You would be at a cashier to get your grocery or in a pharmacy to get some medicine. You would be handed with both hands and you'd have to receive with both hands.
I think it's probably more
and there was
respectful,
something so beautiful about it. I don't know if you've ever experienced the difference between handing something with one hand versus handing something with two hands. There's just so much appreciation in the moment, in that thing, in the interaction. There's so much care and respect shown in the process that I adored it, and I thought I would want to bring this practice back to my own country. But I know.
Oops, I get that one. But yeah, you don't do that here in the West. You don't really present with two hands. We kind of just give someone one hand. We even throw it at the person. We give it two hands, and they'll probably show a little more courtesy and more like respect to the other person. Like, here you go. I mean, only people that might do that maybe is like restaurant with a waiter or waitress might do that with two hands. But I think for the most part, the stores and whatnot else, they don't really do it. They don't do that. Even like grocery store and stuff, bags and stuff, they just put the stuff in. They don't like take it with two hands and give it to you. Leave it to Japan.
How people would react if I were to hand everything with two hands. They would receive the card with two hands. They would get they'll hand you the hotel keys with two hands. And just practice it at home to see the difference in how you feel when things are being given to you or you receive things with two hands. There's so much more appreciation in that. Another etiquette rule that I came across, my first interaction in a store, and then I went to the bank and I saw it actually being practiced everywhere, and I made a mental note on that. Again, this is something that comes from my own observation, but correct me if maybe this was particular to my experience. I saw that people do not hand money into the other person's hand. So you'd rarely ever see anyone hand in cash like that. In a lot of the stores that I would make a purchase, and Japan is very cash heavy, people in a lot of places, in a lot of stores and in a lot of cafes would ask you to pay with cash instead of card, which I found very fascinating because this is a super technological country. But that's another point. So they'd always provide you with a little tray where you could put the money and they would take it with their both hands. So my first interaction with handing cash was in a store. I went and I shopped, and it was a pharmacy / skincare store. She told me, pay with cash. And so when I was going to make a payment with cash, I handed in the cash like that. And she was like, no, like, don't give it to me. There was a specific machine that I would have to insert the cash. It would count the cash and give me the change. So she wasn't actually handing the cash on her own. This was in a more technological store. And then we were in a little shop in Kyoto buying souvenirs. And there, when I had to make the payment with cash, I wanted to hand in the cash, and he was like, no. So he handed me a tray. I made the payment. I put the money on a tray. He took the tray, did the transaction, and then returned the rest of the money on a tray as well. I think it's just also part maybe of hygiene, maybe part of, appreciation for the money, appreciation for the interaction, transaction. And I found that very fascinating that, people handle the money with so much respect. And the final etiquette rule for today's video that I discovered myself in Japan is that etiquette is a huge part of their life. I have never been to any country that puts so much emphasis on etiquette, which is probably why I loved it so much. It was very endearing to me that this much progress is made in a country, and yet in the West people think that we've made the progress, why do we need etiquette? But here's Japan, so much more progress than the West in many ways, but still with so much emphasis on etiquette, and it's actually taught from young age on to kids in schools, and by parents, by teachers, by society, by community. The reason I particularly wanted to emphasize etiquette is because the word etiquette comes from these little signs that used to be put in the palace of Louis XIV. The reason I particularly wanted to emphasize etiquette is because the word etiquette comes from these little signs.
Oh, the sink. I thought it was a toilet for a second. It's like, do not drink the toilet water. They tell people that. Do not drink the toilet water. No, it's a sink. But even I guess you shouldn't drink from the sink either. It says, do not drink. I know the bottom part, I think. The bottom one I actually can read, I think. It's Are we ma say sen Are we ma sen. Are we ma say are we ma sen. The bottom line. Are we ma sen. That's right.
That used to be put in the palace. And
oops, I want to see the other one. What went by? Oops. I go past it.
The word etiquette comes from these little signs that used to be put in.
Here we go. How to use this toilet. Please sit down to use the toilet. That makes sense. I can use a picture. It's like I used to work with kids with autism, so everything had to be visual, even with the toilet, how to use the toilet. Don't stand on the toilet on that. Well, don't put your high heel on. It looks like on the side. Please place the toilet paper in the toilet and flush, not in the trash. Well, I think that's because I think a lot of Asian countries they do that. They don't throw it down because of the plumbing. They don't have plumbing. They throw the trash in the garbage. They throw the toilet paper in the trash, then because they can't throw it in the toilet. But it's very it can be very dirty, especially in a public bathroom. Then press the button to flush the toilet. Thank you.
In the palace of Louis XIV, where he would basically
how to use the toilet. Please sit down to use the toilet. Can't squat. Please press the button. Use provided paper only. Do no disposable except provided paper. So don't use wet wipes, anything like that.
basically tick and point what are the things you should do and should not do. Like you should not step on the grass in the palace. You should wear this when you come to the palace. So basically a ticket of instructions of what should be done and should not be done. And that's where the word etiquette comes from. And I realized that in Japan, they're still practicing it. Despite of being super technological, they choose to place signs in every public venue, in the bathroom, how to properly use the bathroom, in this, in the toilets, how to properly use the toilet, in the restaurants, how to properly take your seat, clean after yourself, what you're supposed to wear, what not to wear. So you will see these etiquette signs everywhere showing or explaining to you what to do. And you think, why would they write this signs? It's obvious that you should be doing this. But I guess it's to remind people day in and day out of how they should behave, and that's how they're able to keep up with these good manners in this very densely populated country,
repetition.
And from generation to generation. I think this is something that we can take on from Japan, and even with certain rules that we think are so obvious, we can, write out little signs and put them up in every single place, public space, reminding people of how to behave properly. So this was the end for today's etiquette video on Japan. If you have any interesting observations that you made on your own trip to Japan or from working with Japanese, please do write down in the comment section below, share it with my audience. And if you have any video suggestions, I'm always eager to take notes on those. Please do write again in the comment section below. If you want to learn more in depth about etiquette, you can get my etiquette books that are online, available on my website in English language only, and they're available for worldwide shipment. Also, if you want to learn even more depth about etiquette, you can join my pre-recorded online etiquette courses. One is called Western Formal Dining Etiquette from A to Z. It prepares you for Western dining experience. It has video tutorials with subtitles in Spanish, English, and Arabic. And the second etiquette course is called The Art of Entertaining at Home, that teaches you how to host people at home, how to set up a table according to 4 different seasons, how to wrap gifts, something that Japanese people really love to do. Also, if you want to learn even in more depth about etiquette and you want to have this exclusive content, you can join my Patreon Etiquette Movie Club, where every month I feature an etiquette analysis of different kind of movies. So far, I've done over 40 different movie analysis, and by joining it now, you can access all those movie reviews. That is very exclusive only for my patrons. So if you've made until this point of this video, that means you're the most patient one, and as a reward, I always share my outfit of today's video at the very end of my video. So for today's video, I opted to wear something that would tell you that I've been to Japan, and this is a kimono I bought in an airport right before embarking on my plane. I saw this little souvenir shop that was also selling kimonos, and they're quite affordable. It's just a regular kimono made of cotton, super comfortable, great to wear at home, but also really nice to wear if you want to show your style. Something that you've been to Japan, like I've done for this video. It didn't come with a belt, so I styled it with an Hermes belt that I had, and I'm wearing it as a dress, but I can also wear it as a cardigan, as a paired with jeans and white tee. I think it looked really nice with ballet flats, and use this kimono as a jacket, especially in springtime or fall.
We'll get that. So I think have fashion tips too. Give it like that. So that was that. I have more to watch more of these later on. I think I'm going to end it here for today. I want to thank anyone that came by. Thank you, Hashiwa, for coming by on YouTube. So I appreciate it. Let me show you my schedule. I stream all week. So tomorrow I am playing a great turn-based fantasy game called Claire Obscure Expedition 33. I've been really enjoying it. Can't wait to play more tomorrow, so come by for that. See how much further I get into the game. So I'm really loving it. Can't wait to see what happens next. A lot happened my last playthrough on Sunday night. Yeah. That's one game I could just sit and play all day. So come by and see what happens next. The Thursday, I'm playing Final Fantasy XIV with J Flint Media, another streamer on Rumble. And I like to call it The Misadventures of Wilhelm and Lisbeth. Those are our characters' names in game. So come by and watch us play some Final Fantasy XIV. Be a fun time. At 7 p.m. Eastern, I am watching Ultimate Muscle Kinniki Man Legacy, episode 64-66. So come by for that, only on Rumble. It'll just be a fun time. Come watch a wacky wrestling anime with me. Then Friday, here in the States, we had 4th of July, celebrate Independence Day. It's like 249th, actually. It's next year, we 250 years. Can't believe it. So to celebrate, I am playing Warforce. It's kind of an old school side-scroller shooter game with 80s inspired 80 characters inspired by the 80s action heroes. So like Rambo and Schwarzenegger, and a bunch of other ones. So should be a fun time to come by as I play that for the first time on Friday, 2:30 Eastern. At 9 p.m. I am playing Final Fantasy XIV as we continue our M5 ones, the big boss fight, and we're still trying to clear it. So come by and see if we can clear it. Then Saturday I'm doing my karaoke night, so come by for that. Only on Rumble and Kick. It's where I just sing my heart out. I sing a bunch of different karaoke songs. If you have any requests, feel free to email me at bakelinguini@gmail.com or message me on my Twitter X account at bakelinguini or Discord at I think also bakelinguini. I think it's all one word. Then Sunday is Sunday Fun Day with Final Fantasy or 14 or ESO, Elder Scrolls Online, depending on what my friends want to play. We play either one. But it's a nice chill stream, so come by as we play one of these MMOs on Sunday, 2 p.m. Eastern. Then 8:30, I might be playing Halo, the Master Chief Collection with Lord Thunderbolts, another streamer. So that's my schedule this week. Thank you for coming by. Let's see if we can wait on Rumble, shall we? New window. Ooh, that's a face. The face only a mother would love. Chris is on the way, Chris. He's a mighty good man. Thank you for watching, and as always, remember to wash your hands after you poop. Till then, take care. Sayonara.
Sayonara, butt face!